right. Well, the first round of indictments are out, and they're against folks in Russia, not folks in the United States. Tom, what does all that mean? Is President Trump in the clear?
No. He's not in the clear by any means.
Okay, but what about the statement that said there is no indication that...
Oh, it hasn't cleared it because there's more to come.
How do we know that?
Because the investigation's far from over.
But they said, but what about the statement that was made that no indication of...
Well, up to this point, he's in the clear with these people. But one of the interesting things is, in the indictment, they make it clear that some of the Trump people were involved, though they may have been unwitting, basically naive and stupid.
Some unwitting and some witting.
No. They said unwitting.
They said
No,
unwitting.
they said
Not
both.
once. No, they did not. You show me the text.
They didn't.
I read that text over
I
and
read
over
it.
and
I
over.
read it. They didn't say that.
Unwitting.
Witting or unwitting?
No, they said
Okay.
unwitting.
Regardless.
Regardless.
No, but the thing isn't over yet. Right now, they're working up the food chain here. This is how you do it if you're a prosecutor. You're setting up people because you want them to talk. You know, now these here, they're not going to extradite everybody.
No, and they're not going to talk.
But it's like death to an agent to be outed. I mean,
Yeah.
you're no longer secret. And, you know, there are definite things that they did so that this whole thing about Trump saying it's all a hoax
He can't
is
say that
baloney.
anymore.
It's
Yeah,
absolute
he can't say it
baloney.
anymore.
So the idea of collusion is another thing, but he cannot keep saying that it's a hoax, and he keeps saying this when every intelligence committee, this investigation, these people committed fraud. They did not register, you know, foreign, it was all deception with federal laws and the government. I mean, this is what it is. There are actually 13 Russians, well now 14. There's the Belgian guy who's a Dutch citizen who works in London, who works for Skadden Arps.
And
which
he's a lawyer.
My florist used to do flowers for these people in Washington. And he's a lawyer, and he's pled guilty already.
Yes.
So,
for lying.
and then there are 3 corporations
Right.
who are also indicted. And so there's a total of 17 just in this.
Right.
It's hardly there. It pales. There was none of this kind of a thing in the Obama administration. Zero.
That we know about.
Zero.
That we know about.
Zero.
I would need to see those facts.
Well, there were no indictments. There were no.
That's true. There were
Bill,
zero indictments.
that's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean there wasn't any hanky-panky going on in the
there
background.
may not have
I
been.
think there's
We
probably
only have a
hanky-panky.
surface here.
I think there's hanky-panky going on in virtually every national election at some level, whether it's that level or this level.
Yeah, but this is a foreign country. This is huge.
Did it
What if North Korea had done this?
Did it impact
What
the
will we
election?
be doing?
Did it impact the outcome of the election according to
to this, they
experts?
say they do not know. They don't say it doesn't.
They say they don't think so.
Well,
They don't believe that it has.
Well, they say they don't think so. They really don't know how to weigh that. And I think that's fair enough. But there's no way that you can say it didn't have impact on some people. Absolutely no way that that's not true. Now, whether it actually tipped, given the whole picture, is another story. But there's no way you can say these people were totally unsuccessful. I mean, they kept on doing it because they knew it worked.
Ron, what message does this send to foreign countries that would seek to be involved and sway elections in the future?
I think we're glossing over an extremely valid or extremely important point here is the extent of what that indictment, 37-page indictment, uncovered. What it uncovered, I saw so many Facebook ads. For an example, there was one on Facebook already with the young man that spoke out in Florida. He had an earpiece in, he was being told what to say. He was found out in California at a place, and he was a paid actor. Not one bit of that was true. This happened continuously in the election on made-up stories of people building trucks, putting bars on them, putting people in those inside the bars and saying they're so-and-so. This happened on I watched certain people on Facebook
Well, they say
continually
there were
do it.
126 million people who got one of these on Facebook alone.
Yes, and you
That
tell
does
me
not
that
others.
doesn't change people's ideas and vote?
Come on.
I mean, maybe he wouldn't have lost by 3 million. He may have lost by 4 million or
He
5
didn't
million.
lose.
Oh, he did. Oh, he won. I lost, but I won. Okay,
He
I'll
won where it
figure that
counted.
out someday.
So let me ask you this. How does this compare? Would you agree that if that has an effect, there would be some level of effect to, let's say, the head of the Senate of the United States standing in a prior election and saying the other candidate was a tax cheat, which, by the way, turned out to be absolutely false.
But he was American, not Russian.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
But my point is,
kidding. No,
my larger point is impacting the elections through lies. Yes, you're right. The foreigner should not have any say into our elections.
This is the
I get
real
this.
issue.
No, that's not the real
It
issue.
is the issue.
The
It was
issue
fraud.
is, now listen to
This
me.
is what is in the indictment.
Right, well, so was what he said. So was what McConnell said.
But he was not a foreigner. He did
I don't
not
care.
violate these
He
other
still
laws.
lied in the center of the Senate.
Now,
He
wait a minute.
stood
You're
there-
telling us that the Republican...
Not McConnell.
Okay, now maybe better
Harry,
get your story
Harry Reid.
straight. Okay,
Harry
now,
Reid.
I should have let you
Harry
go.
Reid stood on the Senate floor and lied to the entirety of the American population about the Republican candidate. If that doesn't have an impact on an election, nothing does. They are different, but they are the same.
But
Yeah,
you
but
can
the
lie
main
in
issue
another
here-
form and it's okay.
You
No,
say
I'm
this
not-
is okay?
No, I'm not saying this is okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to clarify because the main issue
My
here,
point is-
it's all about foreigners being involved. The indictment.
Right now it is,
Yes.
but I didn't hear much backlash when it was Harry Reid saying we glossed it.
because it was
one-
not Russians which made a difference.
Okay, but yeah, no, it was worse than Russians because it was somebody who was supposed to serve this country who was lying. We don't trust the Russians. We should expect that they're going to try to do bad things to our
So what are
elections.
we gonna do
We
to
should
stop it?
Wait a minute. We should trust the people we elected. And my point is, we can't because they all lie.
They don't all lie.
They all lie?
They do
A lot
not-
of them do.
They do not all lie.
Just
I-
Democrats
I
lie,
don't-
right?
I really
No,
don't
no, no,
like
no,
that.
no.
When
No.
you say that, that's why nobody trusts anything. Some of them lie, yes.
And they have good reason not to trust.
And we have a president who lies every day. for
I don't know
God's
about every day,
sakes.
but he definitely
He's
lies.
pretty close to it.
He definitely
And
come
lies.
on,
what
it's
did he
beyond that.
do? I hereby solemnly and sincerely promise and
Yes.
swear to support and defend the Constitution of America
so did-
against all enemies,
and so
foreign
did
and
that
domestic.
senator.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic.
I will concede, and I overstated by saying they all lie. But there are lies in politics, and it
course
is not
there
just
are.
the Democrats. It's not just the
No,
Republicans.
but this one,
it's
this
all
is
of
the
them.
present issue. That's all I'm saying. You can rehash the past, but right now we got this problem. We have election coming up in November,
Right.
and they're still doing the same stuff. And you're going to talk about that, about Harry Reid instead of this. See, I do not understand that. It's about trust here in this county, with our big. It's all part of it.
So we should trust the Russians. That
No!
we should not expect that the Russians are going to try to interfere with our election.
We
Yeah,
should
but do something
expect
about
it,
it.
but we're not going to let them do it.
What
I,
happened
I
when-
agree 100% that we shouldn't let them do
What
it.
happened when the
why?
Congress sent them all, tried to stop them with, what was the bill that they stopped them on and the president wouldn't enforce it?
What do you mean, the sanctions?
Yeah, the sanctions.
He won't even enforce the sanctions.
He won't
that were-
enforce the
that were
sanctions.
put in place by Barack Obama. He said did nothing.
Yeah.
He did do something.
And then the current
this
Congress
man will
did
not
too.
do it.
Okay. Well, we're getting off topic.
That's bad.
But
no, that's
Yeah,
on
but we
topic.
might really get off.
all right.
Anyway.
Up next on the flip side, it's Fast Five. We'll be back.